Stand by. The curtain's going up. What's up? It's his big day, Jack.
Well, man, that's half his week's work then.
No, wait. Customs and excise.
Now, this is the crew room where we keep all the spare oilskins and the other gear. Crew's lockers are here. Dr. Williams, your predecessor, always complained of condensation. Wouldn't allow the medical kit off the boat.
Look, Mr. Hanna, I keep telling you my only experience is as a casualty when you rescued me.
Yes.
But that's why we're glad to have you as our doctor. As on the service, I always tell the boys, however bad we may be feeling, can't be as bad as those waiting in the water.
Yes. Well, the rule book says the principal duty of the honorary medical officer is to give advice. You're also responsible for training first aid, and
That isn't a problem.
there are medical examinations from time to time, but we must have a doctor on call for those rare occasions when we take you to sea.
And the Christmas party, of course. Dr. Williams was always the first to arrive, always the last to leave.
Yes, usually assisted.
Look, I'll be frank with you. I'm very honored to be asked. But although I'm a bit of a yachtsman, I do have a rather weak stomach.
Oh, you're not the only one.
Yes. Part of the Nelson touch was getting over seasickness, you know.
No, I didn't actually. But in any sea, I've got two eyes that go around in circles.
Oh.
Usually in opposite directions.
Look, on Friday, we've got an exercise and a funeral. Why don't you come along, get the feel of it?
Yeah, I know about the funeral. Harry Quentin was one of my patients. It's not a very good start.
So you'll come, then?
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Doc. Good. Hey, Animal. You know Dr. Stafford, don't you?
Hello.
Oh, aye. We fished him out once, didn't we?
That's right. Well, we're hoping he's going to be our own medical advisor.
Oh, aye.
Of course, now that Harry's gone, we'll be short of a first aid man.
And a second coxswain.
Right. Anyway, I was hoping you would swat up for your Morphia certificate. Why don't you take Dr. Stafford down and show him the gear on the boat?
Oh, aye. Aye. Pleasure. Oh, I brought these woolies over from the ladies' committee.
Oh, good.
They will make them in white.
Well, what's wrong with white?
Well, they pick up every bit of dirt. And on a service, anybody's fuse. You can smell it for a week. Lingers, it does.
Not locked!
I take it you're not coming up with me? Very well, then. One of the things I shall ask her is how I'm expected to cope with a wife who will neither speak to me nor offer the slightest explanation. As well as the fact we've done no business to speak of for weeks. Jenny, I know I do little things that irritate you. I'm not perfect. I have my little peculiarities. Well, just remember this, then. In the past, I've done everything to conceal things. Well, no, I don't care if you're here when I get back or not.
If you ask me, the government made a big mistake with these granny bonds. Even the name is insulting. Myself, I never go wrong on metals. But if you don't want to take a chance, you can't beat a building society. You don't take an interest in anything.
I see you, Gran.
Your cousin Luke's coming.
That's where I'm going.
Mrs. Grail! Jenny? Hello? No, they must have stepped out for a moment. Oh, just a minute. Take it to the old lady.
So we'll disconnect. Yes? No, he's just left. Matrimonial what? His idea of matrimonial guidance is a bucket and spade. The spade for burials and the bucket to carry away the loot. Oh, and he added a message. There's a new dimension. He doesn't care if I'm here when he gets back or not. No, I won't tell him. Tell him yourself.
Well, don't add to your problems, Jenny.
Oh, you couldn't.
There's a package here for your husband.
It's about big catalogues. They're free.
No, I'm pretty sure they're not catalogues. Look, Jenny, I've known Luke all my life, and, well, tell him the stuff he gets with the mail. It's a great mistake to think that we don't know what we're handling.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't matter about me. There's a few bright sparks down at Central would shop their own mother for a step up the ladder. Tell him to have a word with me, will you? Oh, and for God's sake, no cassettes.
Long distance. Personal. Transfer charge. The name is Vidilinsky, Vladek Vidilinsky. That's right. It is my wife, please. Vidilinsky. Please, there must be somebody there. It is my wife. Please, she's there. I know she's there. Thank you.
When she came here last week, she had a catalogue of faults about you. It was like a shopping list of things you don't want.
She had no right to come here.
She got me on her side. Mean, she said. Even in his personal habits. Mean. You, Lukey.
She forgets.
And you do.
No, I don't. I took her in when she was an orphan with nowhere to go. Nobody to turn to. She couldn't even remember having a room of her own. Nobody to have her. The employment officer came here with her, with a social worker, and I gave her a home.
That was then.
You don't know what I've had to put up with since. You've no idea. It wasn't 2 years before she was... I sit there sometimes, alone at night, waiting for her to come home when she's out 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They don't even bother to stop their cars at the end of the road like they used to. And then I can hear her heels clicking along the pavement. Click, click. She comes in, she goes straight past my room. She doesn't even make excuses anymore.
Mean, she said. You forget one thing. She's a good little worker.
You can employ domestic staff.
But you have to pay them.
That is not what is bothering me.
Oh, I know what's bothering you.
You can't possibly.
Oh, yes, I do. You see, you don't know what I had to put up with in my married life.
Uncle Sam was a hero.
My mother told me, you make your bed and you lie in it. She didn't say for how long.
Auntie Nance, there's There's a different attitude towards divorce these days.
Divorce?
It's not the scandal that it was. Marriage is the scandal. There was a time when I'd do anything for the sake of appearances, but not anymore.
Do you know why Sam married me? Because I was the best gutter on the foreshore.
Gutter?
Fish. A dab hand I was with a knife on the store. I'd empty the nets on the foreshore as well. When you're poor, you realize the value of a good worker. There's no time for idleness. You fall into bed, your own bed, every bone weary.
Oh, this is interminable.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I didn't lend the money for the hotel to you. I lent it to the two of you, a partnership. I couldn't understand what she meant. Mean in his personal habits. There's another thing for you to remember. They'll say anything where there's solicitors behind them. And there's things they say you wouldn't like to come out. Little items.
Items?
I don't know where to start. Even the extension you built, the bricks. Who delivers bricks on a Sunday?
Oh, that was a favour. There was an acute shortage of building supplies.
Was that why the timber came after dark?
Well, my cousin Trevor was using a corporation lorry, you see. You said keep it in the family.
And that's what I'm doing now. She is in the family just. When did you last buy her a present?
Wouldn't make any difference.
Try, you never know. Flippity things for a flippity gibbet.
Here we are, then. Right. Dressings. These tablets. Of course, you're a medical man. You knows. I wouldn't dare tell you.
But?
All these tablets for seasickness. Not a lot of old soap on a boat like this. If they work, they send you to sleep. That's no good. Gotta have your wits about you.
What do you take for seasickness, then?
Eat. Eat and eat. And keep warm. Especially here, on the small of the back.
Well, these are all well-known proprietary brands.
Not on a lifeboat. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
That, I take it, is the definitive clinical statement.
We will find out Friday. Now, there's another first aid kit in the forward cabin and a stretcher. And this here, this red box, is the morphia. Always kept locked.
Who administers that, then?
Those with the first aid certificate. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. You heard what the coxswain said. He wants me to put in for it.
For the Morphia certificate?
Aye, the exam. I was wondering if you...
But a coaching, no?
Aye. Be much obliged, Doc.
Tell me, where's the best place to be on the lifeboat when it's really rough?
You stick by me, Doc. I'll look after you.
Look, I can't keep calling you Animal. What is your first name?
Horace.
Sure you want more?
Please. And some toast as well.
I hope there are not going to be too many launches. If you go on like this, you'll need a complete new wardrobe.
It's going to be a long day.
Is the funeral service actually on the lifeboat? Well, couldn't you change your clothes on the boat?
No, there isn't going to be time.
think you're taking this a bit far?
Certainly not. It's an honor to be asked. They did rescue me once.
You're not expected to pull on ropes or anything, are you?
No, no, no. Medical advisor.
Why 3 sweaters?
Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
Oh, we're still in the kitchen having our breakfast.
Oh.
It's one of your new friends, darling. Tell him to chop, he said.
Where is he?
In the hall.
Animal, come on in. You about my wife, Ruth, then? Mr. Horace Morgan?
I do. You had a good gutful, I hope, Andrew?
Oh, yeah. Come and sit down. Want some coffee?
Oh, never touch it. Goes straight through me like a purge.
Cup of tea?
Oh, never say no to a cuppa.
Sit down.
Ta. Hey, I boned up on the Morphia do's and don'ts, like you said. Now I'm learning the names. Over the 7 curvicles, the 12 thoraxes, the lumbers and the bloody coccyxes, I don't know.
Worry. I'll show you on a skeleton.
Are you going into general practice, Mr. Morgan?
No.
Horace is very kindly showing me the ropes. I'm helping him with his first aid certificate.
Will my husband be required to steer the lifeboat or otherwise perform?
The second coxswain's been required to amputate. And there's them all stripped off and gone over the side with a knife in their mouths to cut away rope.
Hadn't you better notify your insurance
I've only got time for toast, have we?
Oh, plenty of time. Can't start without me.
Oh, you're indispensable.
Aye.
You look indispensable somehow.
Not how I look. It's what I got in my bag here.
What have you got in your bag?
Well, I wasn't going to mention it. But since you asked. Poor old Eric Wenton. I got his ashes in here. They do off very nice in a little plastic urn nowadays. Here we are. See?
Your father always liked funerals at sea, but he'd never take the vicar. He always read the service himself. You could offer.
I'm not offering.
But they'll have to appoint a new second coxswain.
Yeah, not me.
Always go forward on the boat. Show yourself willing. Don't wait to be told. Your father was coxswain and your grandfather before him. And what are you?
Alive.
Yes, and have to be goaded to do everything. Billy! Now, you're the same age as your father was when he was made second coxswain. And he didn't know everything, you know. His first fear was that he couldn't put the boat on the slip. He wasn't perfect, you know, not Sam.
Gran, I'm not interested. Besides the crew vote, you know that.
Who will they have then? It won't be that animal, Morgan, will it? Couldn't be.
Jack, if you're going to do an exercise afterwards, drop me back to the slip, will you? And Dr. Stafford.
I was hoping he'd come with us.
No, we don't want to rush him. Let him get the feel of it slowly.
He's a young man, he's a yachtsman.
Yes, we don't want to put him off, either. Yeah, last thing.
Morning, all. Nice day, Flick.
Morning, Horace. Dr. Stafford, how very nice to see you.
Oh, I'm being well looked after here.
From his coccyx to his larynx.
Good. Now, come along, let's get you kitted up.
Hey.
You got the,
You think?
well, I'm asking.
Here. With my sandwiches.
Another thing, you're in charge of the doctor. Anything happen to him, you're for it.
Okay, boys. Let's get a move on.
Oh, just passing. Have you come for something?
I saw the sign. The old lady's going on and on. Where's Luke?
Have a guess.
Well, he's not at the house. I just come from there.
He's gone to Slayton to buy me a nitrous.
Nitrous?
was Lifeboat week last week, now it's matrimonial guidance. She's found out how mean he is. Like a cup of tea?
Nightdress? Does he know the size?
Billy John, he definitely knew the time of the launch. Of course. Very well. We'll launch without him. All right, then. Nothing to it.
I wanted something rather special. This is a little fulsome.
Fulsome?
We have very efficient central heating. I wondered something more... Well, more...
Would you like a shorty?
Pardon?
Would Madam like something a bit more youthful?
Well, she's very sensitive skin.
I've got some summer stock, very revealing. Got a right one there, I can tell you. Would you like to sit up against the light?
Yes.
They come in a variety of shades, and this one's called Spring Follies. A chick, isn't it?
I wondered if I could see them all against the light.
I know the feeling. Your ass is making buttons, and your guts like a sieve. You'd have been better with a few tablets.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't. I'd be useless in an emergency.
Very few of those, thank goodness.
How are you feeling now? You've got something wrong with you. No business coming offshore.
Please, I see the master.
So. Same story. Wants to go ashore. Personal reasons. He won't say why.
Here is grub here.
No.
No grub, I'll see him in the morning.
Sounds like a welfare, do you think?
No grub, I'll see him in the morning.
It's no go, mate. They don't call him Black Harry for nothing. Look, if you had done a day's work and then gone sick, it'd be another matter. If you want to go ashore, you have to state a reason. The best thing you can do is to pull your finger out. Make an effort in the morning.
It's not a question of cowardice. There are some people who never get over seasickness. And there's nothing worse than letting people down. You said that yourself. Everybody who lives in Ennal's Point can't be a hero. They'll find somebody else.
No.
You haven't told them you'll go again.
Yes? Thinking of changing my doctor, though.
Sternum, clavicle, humerus, ulna, radius, carpal.
Meta.
Don't bloody tell me! Metacarpal. And the fingers, Fallon something.
Phalanges, it says here.
Right-o, 10 out of 10. Let's get on to the morphia. You ask the questions.
What was the first syringe called?
Tuboricample.
And what
Never
was
mind the history of it. Get on to the do's and bloody don'ts.
What is it intended for?
What?
What is it intended for?
Who?
Yes.
Pardon?
It says here, always remember that morphia in first aid is intended only for the relief of severe pain.
That's bloody obvious, isn't it?
You're going to shout, Horace. I'm not going to help you.
Look, do you realise there's only one man on this boat properly qualified?
What about the doctor?
Useless.
Dr. Stafford is lovely.
Useless.
His wife's a smart woman.
How you doing in there, mate?
Yes? It fits, if that's what you want to know. It's all right. I put your little magazines back in the office, so there's no bones broken. Oh, don't worry. I won't tell anyone unless I have to. Oh, by the way, no cassettes. Postman said. You've got one friend at least.
What is it?
I thought I heard a maroon.
It's probably a car backfiring.
No.
You've got it on the brain. Please, John.
Stafford.
I suggested they waited for a chopper at first light, but the master said he wanted a doctor.
Did this chap cut both wrists?
Yes, a bit of a botched job by the sound of it. Anyway, it's got to come off.
Doctor?
Yes, I phoned him.
Okay, Len, get a jacket. Well done, boys. Have you come? What is it? Dredger, run into mud.
I found Dr. Stafford. He's left.
Hey, where's the bag? The bag? It's in the... Darling, you've got a surgery at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Let me worry about it.
Harriet? There's you. Well done, Doc. Right. Get a jacket. Right. Have the dock, boys. Okay, thanks. All right. Sorry, Billy. House full.
I don't think we've actually met.
I know who you are.
My husband was called out for the first time.
I know. You're not worried, are you?
Yes.
Worried? Good gracious me, there isn't a bubble on the water. We're not even into springs.
I don't understand.
Spring tides. More water, more tide, more trouble. But don't worry. It's what my husband used to call a donkey job on a night like this.
Then why do they need a doctor?
People can be very unscrupulous sometimes. If they call out the lifeboat, they don't have to pay. And everything the institution provides is free, you see.
Free?
Yes.
I didn't know. I'll tell my husband.
You see the lighthouse over there? The night my husband was lost, the waves were breaking over the lighthouse, as high as a lamp, 40 footers. And you couldn't open your mouth hardly to breathe. Spume.
Aren't you afraid?
Everybody sensible is always afraid of the sea. But our boys, the best of them are ready, you see.
Can I give you a lift, Mrs. Grail?
Well, I generally walk back. But still, there are one or two things I'd like you to mention to your husband. He'll see Billy John in action tonight. You go on your own. What happened?
Oh, they, give a couple of the kids a bit of experience.
Experience?
Well, they gotta learn, Gran.
Experience? Jack Tustin wouldn't try youngsters out at night.
Well, he has tonight. Donkey job it is.
Billy! Billy John! There was no jacket for you, was there? You've let him down again. That girl, was it? Are you gonna let me walk home?
They've got to bring the youngsters on, Mrs. Grail. Tom always gave everybody a chance.
They wouldn't give liars the time of day.
old jobs, these. Get you a cup of tea in a minute. And I've got some tablets for you. I've already taken them. Dr. Animal Morgan's been dismissed, is he?
Consultants are never any good in general practice, you know.
Gets a bit cheeky out here sometimes.
They reckon another hour. I said we'd stop the bleeding and put him out.
Trouble is you can't feel a pulse.
He's a case. Wanting to go ashore as soon as he comes aboard. What's he think I am?
Well, I said it was a welfare.
And I'll tuck in under the lee and get you aboard with Snowy and Animal. If you think he shouldn't be moved, say so.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll get a Neil Robinson stretcher and swing him off.
Did they say why he slashed himself?
I want you to go ashore for some personal reasons.
Personal reason?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. Right, boys, out you go. They'll have a line ready. You're the governor, remember? Get on there, Doc.
Ready with the spring? Shut the after up. Take it fast. Okay, Jack. Okay.
How long since you actually did it?
I don't know, about 6 hours.
Have you given him anything?
Yeah, shot of morphia.
Morphia?
Yeah, well, when he woke up, he got a bit hysterical.
There's no point in taking him off now. He'll get knocked about too much. Look, I'll stay with him till it's light, then you can get a helicopter to him. Did he say why he wanted to go on shore?
Personal reasons. He kept blubbering over some picture of his wife.
You thought of VD, did you?
I said it was a welfare.
I'm not blaming him for not taking you. After all I said about showing willing, displaying a proper spirit.
Clapped up to the eyeballs he was. Unfortunately, he only cut the tendons, leaving the old radicals alone. What they calls an abortive. As soon as I seen him, I knew. And your husband.
When will he be home?
As soon as they drop him and Snowy off. You're not worried, are you?
It's just that he should be in surgery. You wouldn't like to do it, would you?
You wouldn't be troubled by no night calls if I got all of them.
Well, Jack tested an incision with his grip. Did you reckon?
Well, I can manage with the practical side of it, but I'm a little worried about the tests. You know, the exam's going to have morphia.
Oh, no, the Morphia certificate doesn't present any real problem. Now, the important thing is not to be a parrot, mindless, like some we know.
I don't know how to begin this one.
Well, the usual would do, I reckon. Gave assistance.
Yeah. By the way, there's an inspector's launch next week. We'll have to make up our mind about a second coxswain by then.
I know. And if there's one thing I hate more than public relations, it's choosing between good men. I'm dreading it.
Yes, well, whether you're dreading it or not, it's got to be done. And the management committee usually like a unanimous recommendation.
The management committee don't deal with Horace J. Morgan.
Yes. Well, they'll tell you you shouldn't have joined unless you could take a little joke.